Okay, so remember when you get there, you're gonna pull your ditches first, so you can have your moldboard a little more flat and square, just for hogging the material, because you're not looking to get it all the way at the end of the moldboard. You're just looking to get it out of the ditch and on the road. So just on the edge is fine. So nice and flat, just so it's pulling and hogging. And if it's flat, the machine will go a little easier, because if it's hooked, like how you want to spread your material, then if you grab a rock, it'll throw the machine way over past. So nice and flat, that way you're
I'm pulling the ditches?
I'm pulling ditches. That way you're raking it up rather than digging it up. Because again, if you hit a rock, hit a culvert or something like that, it's just gonna pull the machine straight hard right faster than you can stop it.
So don't angle it on a super aggressive angle, just more flat?
Just more flat on your pulling in the ditch, when you're pulling the ditch, because we're looking just to get that soft material up and get it right on the edge. And that way if we hook a rock, we just scrape over the top of it. We don't actually hook it.
Okay.
So nice and flat for that. And then you're gonna pull your other ditch. You're gonna get to where you can grab.
So go all the way down, turn around, come all the way back.
That's right.
Leave your blade in the same position.
So now we're looking at our road and we've pulled our ditch. We're gonna get our moldboard just a little past the material of the ditch that we pulled. Just a little, like 4 inches past. And then we're gonna set our blade nice and tight on that right side.
So this is on the second pass?
This is on your second pass. We're grabbing our ditch pullings.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be nice and loose on that left side, but it's gonna be touching the ground, and we're gonna have down pressure on that right side, and we're gonna make a forward pass, and we're gonna make very little changes.
But you're gonna do a little cut.
We're gonna do a little cut. We're grabbing our windrow, and hopefully we're getting enough material that windrow, after 10 feet of moving, is spitting out the left side of your moldboard, and it's going to be just on the outside edge of your tire. So as you're passing your 2 tires, the sidewall is going to be right next to the windrow.
Gotcha.
And so as we make changes along the way, if we make turns, that's going to want to put those wheels to where maybe it might start driving on the windrow. So what we can do is we can slide our blade out a little bit. So it's going to push our windrow a little bit further. So as we make that turn, our tires clear the windrow.
Oh, so when you're making a right-hand turn?
So yeah, you would push this.
Or a left-hand turn, probably.
Exactly. Well, left-hand turn, you're not going to be worried about it so much, because your wheels are going to be on the inside of the radius and they're not going to run over the windrow. It would only
but
be
they'd
on
be kind of cut in the corner.
No, your windrow, your moldboard protects your tires.
I gotcha.
As you go around that moldboard protect tires. But the other way you can't. So you would slide your blade for a right turn as you're cutting.
Okay.
But other than that, you're going to be making that pass with a very minimal cut, and then you're going to just work it all to the left. You're going to work all the way out to the end. When you start getting to the end, you want to start babying up your pressure a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, so that way the material
You
fans
fan it out. I see. And then you don't have a windrow by the time you get and you finish fanning that out.
Well, right there at the end, right? Yeah, but you still have a windrow.
Yeah.
And then you fan out to finish.
Yeah.
And then you turn around. Now you're going to grab your other ditch pullings.
Yeah.
You're going to do the same thing. You're going to set your blade.
Yeah.
You're going to put your moldboard just a little past your material, and then you're going to just bring it all the way in. After about 10 feet of moving, hopefully you're cutting enough and all your material is moving out the left side.
And you're supposed to be cutting the road and go to the bottom of all the potholes on these passes, correct? Or you might take more than one pass.
You're going to take more than one pass.
Yeah.
You're going to want to make a couple passes, because one, you don't want to get too aggressive. Don't cut any more than you don't have to.
Yeah, then you can chew.
Exactly. So after you make a pass or two, you can check your road. You can be like, oh man, we cut everything out. We're good to go. Now it's time to start blending, spreading our material, and getting rid of all these rocks that we picked up.
Yeah. So you can move everything to the middle, have one big windrow in the middle, and so in the process of making multiple passes and multiple cuts to cut down through your potholes, you could continue to move and stockpile your windrow in the middle.
Right, and so what you're gonna do is you're basically gonna create 2 windrows. You're gonna start by making a windrow of ditch pullings, and then it's gonna get a little closer to the crown on this pass. This one's gonna get closer to the crown on this pass. Then you're gonna get this one on the crown on this pass, and then you're gonna get this one to finally meet, and then both windrows are gonna meet together to make a super windrow. And then it doesn't matter, it's operator's choice which way you move the material first. Do you want to move the material all the way over here? And then you're going to move it all the way back over as you spread it out. And as you move it the first time, we're making our crown cut too, because we're not moving an entire windrow. We're just moving it tight, and making those two
Make your crowns
first meet together, or making those windrows meet together as we cut our crown.
Yeah.
And we do this by following the same cut that we made. So when we make this, we have down pressure on that left side, not so much down pressure on, the right side, not so much down pressure on your left side. And that's creating our shape. We continue our shape, and then just make sure we do not cut our crown.
I see. So you just,
So we shape up.
even if you have a
shape up.
pothole in the crown, you just leave it there because you're gonna.
No, because you make cuts there too. You just don't go over the middle
When
cutting.
you're respreading.
Right, because now our windrow's in the middle. We're going to move that material. We're not going to do any cutting until we get back up. Because as we made this pass coming back down or going up, whatever, when we made our second pass over, we're cutting. We're doing all the cutting right here. Because we have down pressure on the right, light on the left, and we shape up, we shape down.
Right.
So we never ever cut directly on the crown because we've already cut. We've already made this cut and we've already made this cut.
Yeah.
It was the second pass. So it's gonna be 3. Ditch, 1, 2. Ditch, 1, 2.
Right, but the 1-2 after the ditch, those might get repeated a few times to get cut through the potholes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a good chance that you may want to recut
Yeah.
because you should definitely,
might not
to
be able to
bog
cut
your
that
machine
deep, yeah.
down.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't want to go too deep. You want to, less is more
Yeah.
because you got all day to spread that material.
Yeah. Cool.
And then, somewhere along the lines, so you want to get water on your road before you do any of this.
Yeah, so put that on the board too. So you can delete that other part. The
over here.
the other words from the other meeting.
Before cutting. B-A-B-O-F-O-R-E. There we go. Water windrow. And then water finished.
We'll post this on YouTube and tell people to like and subscribe.
There you go. So yeah, water your road before cutting.
Channel Jesse.
Water your windrow because you want that material. You want your material to be, good and wet. It's wet because you cut and the cut was easy, but at this point it's drying out. We've been moving our material around. You may call for water somewhere in between laying it out too. Be like, hey, we need a little more water on this.
Yeah,
Let's
we'll
get a
take the
little more water.
walkie-talkies.
Yeah. So that's the thing is, with the big county operations and stuff, you always have a water truck that's just on standby. If he's not on standby, he's going to get filled up and come back. But you can always be like, hey, I need a little water. Come, make a pass, make a light pass, and only 1 fan, 2 fans. And that's another thing. How does this trailer disperse water? Does it have fans? Does it gravity, manifold? I don't know. I'm curious.
It's gonna have fans.
A lot of